two things Transformers fans don't seem to be able to get enough of: Dinobots and combiners. We love them both. And even though there was no intended relationship between them when they were originally designed for Takara's Diaclone line, and certainly not when they were cycled into Transformers in 1985, in more recent years, as Takara Tomy and Hasbro and all these third-party companies have been catering more and more to adult collectors, we've seen many attempts to combine those two elements together. After all, there are 5 Dinobots, and that's usually the number of combiners you would have in a giant combiner robot. So you've got third-party masterpiece designs like Shuriken. You had the Combiner Wars Dinobot combiner, which I kind of thought was pretty disappointing, honestly. What we haven't seen is someone attempt to do it on a very affordable scale that can be enjoyed by anybody. Until now. What I'm going to be talking about today is a very unusual piece that only recently started showing up on Alibaba/AliExpress. It's called the combination Mecha there. And, you know, when you're dealing with Alibaba and you don't live in any Asian countries where you'd be in the know, it's often hard to know whether this is an original design or whether it's an inexpensive knockoff of some previous design. To the best of my knowledge, this is new. If it's not, please let me know in the comments. But let me show you today both the genius and stupidity, the adorableness and ugliness, the coolness and the patheticness of this really awkward combination mecha that can be yours for only $15 and I think is worth checking out, as long as you can accept the fact that it is not going to be perfection. Let's take a look at the work table and see how the combination mecha checks out. So here are our little derpy Dinobots, and they are so flipping cute. First off, just for a size scale comparison, so I think that's always helpful, here's our G1 Grimlock standing amongst them. So he's a little bit bigger for sure. The little baby Grimlock right there. Pretty cute though. These guys are high quality plastic. It's actually surprisingly well done components. The plastic is good. The details look really good. I always appreciate how they do that metallic paint. Looks like they put some real care into that. So here's Grimlock right here, and you can move his jaw if you'd like to. You can move his arms if you'd like to. The weapons are removable, of course. All the joints work as they should. Cute little toy, you know, even just to put on your desk somewhere if you wanted to. Here comes Swoop, and as you can see, his mouth is adjustable. His head's adjustable. His wings are adjustable, at least at these points. And I do think it's important to mention, when you're dealing with third-party toys manufactured in China, where they have different safety standards, when you see a giant hunk all painted in metallic, gorgeous metallic paint, there's a very good chance that's lead paint. And just so you know, when I was putting on these wings for the first time, they kind of fought me a bit, and a large amount of that blue metallic metal chipped off all over the place and created a little bit of dust. Guys, that's a health hazard. Maybe it's not such a big deal for adults who wash their hands. I'm not too worried for myself, but this is the kind of toy that you're going to want to show to your kids. It seems very child-friendly. I wouldn't want my kids anywhere near something that's shedding lead paint like that. So please, please, please do keep that part in mind. I don't mean to be a killjoy. It's a beautiful toy. It is not intended for children. Please keep it away from children. Looking at the rest of our guys, again, we've got adjustable mouth. Can tilt his head. He can look like a little dog. Ooh, is it dinner time? The legs all move. This one fights you a little bit, but it works. Cute toy. This gentleman here was always my favorite as a kid. The tail is shorter and derpy by choice, but oh man, he's cute. Really, really cute. How could you not love these guys? Honestly, for $15 just to have them to decorate on your desk, this one's mouth doesn't open. Too bad. They're so cute. Starting with Grimlock. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Look at that cuteness. Oh, what a good boy. We're going to remove his guns, and those will separate for his robot mode. And his robot mode, first of all, I do like the fact that this is a nice homage to the G1 original. How those hands come out. It does stick a little bit. A lot of this feels actually very reminiscent of other original G1 combiners you might recognize. There are parts of this that are lifted directly from the Piranacons, I'm pretty sure. Or are they the Seacons? I get confused sometimes. I'm sure I have this gentleman here in another form. I'm sure I have him. Oh, yeah, wait, I do. Some very similar design going on there with some of the G1 original combiners, which is kind of cool, actually. You can tell it's not a direct theft of the sculpt, it's an homage. And it works. I kind of think that's an odd thing to be nostalgic about, because I always thought the G1 combiners, other than Devastator, were kind of lazy. Actually, Devastator in his own way was too. But it's a nice nod, if that's your thing. I'm probably never going to use these robot modes. I don't think they're that special. But you may feel differently. There's Swoop right there. And for Swoop, we'll remove those guns again, of course. This works a lot like the actual G1 original. Only problem is these feet are very stubborn. They don't like to move without a lot of pressure. Once again, this may look like a kid's toy, but there is no freaking way a kid could handle this. Wow. I don't think I'm a weak guy. Not to brag, but this shouldn't be this hard. This should not be this hard. I'm glad we're getting that on camera. Some YouTubers like things to go without a hitch. I think it's important that you see where the hitches are. I think that matters. Because they'll be your hitches when you buy this toy. And I do think this toy is worth buying. As always, I don't put anything on camera that I don't love. Or that I don't at least see a immense value in. But that's certainly not a positive aspect of the toy. Not something I would recommend. Not that part of it anyway. I do think Swoop is cute. I do like that metallic paint, lethal as it might be. It's a nice look. Whoever created this toy had a lot of love for the originals. You can feel that. This is not a lazy toy. Somebody cared, and I respect that. Immensely. We're going to pull here. And I feel like this is the one that kind of fell asleep at the wheel on. He seems to have less care than the other ones in several respects. I do like that his guns become really cool samurai swords. Well, not exactly samurai swords, but they've got that wicked curved blade I really like. That's cool. Once again, this was my favorite one growing up. And everything I loved about the original is gone in this version, because he has to be a cheaper, more affordable version that can't do everything the original did. I really love that shell that cracked open on his back. Thought that was a cool design. Nothing like that here. Nothing that special. But he works well enough. You know, look, if the dinosaur mode and the combined robot mode work, I always think this is the mode that matters least when you're doing combiners. All modes are important when designing a toy. Ideally, you want them all to be successful. But I think the vehicle or animal mode and the combined mode are the ones you really want to savor. They're the ones that matter the most. Oftentimes, individual robot mode is an afterthought. And ironically, it's what I'm going to spend more of the video going through because it takes time to do this. But it is the least remarkable part of the toy, I promise you that. It really is. Alright, this one is tricky. Really tricky, and I'm going to show you what is weird about it. So there are his hands. This is a nice move. We'll bring down his animal head into a chest. We'll bring up his real head in here somewhere. His arms can't clear his chest piece. You'd have to tilt the chest piece to maybe get that through. It's lazy. As a cute workaround, the designers understood this. They gave him a weapon that doesn't need to clear it. So he has a little boomstick right there without having to raise his arms up. It's a little silly. It's not a great robot mode. But again, that mode doesn't truly matter, does it? So now let's get these guys into combine mode, and we'll see if the whole thing was worthwhile. And as I said, there's a lot I like about this and a lot I don't like about this. It's too hard to explain. This is why I'm glad we have YouTube videos, so I can show you the whole thing. So we're going to begin with the legs. We'll start with this one right here. We are going to take these pieces off, of course. One thing I really like about this toy is these weapons are actually going to combine as well. We're going to create a combiner legacy weapon for this combined robot to use, which is an impressive move I haven't seen often before. So really for him, there isn't much to do. He is just going to stand there. He's already combined. Nothing much going on in that one. We'll take this gentleman right here. We'll remove the weapons. And he also is just going to stand there for now. He's kind of done. That's all that was. Now we'll have a little more fun. We're going to bring in this guy, and we'll start to see why he is so big and derpy and not very posable, because he's going to become the center of this entire thing. I think you probably saw that coming already. We'll lock that in. And then, not too creative or clever, how this is going so far. Nothing ingenious about this design, but if it's trying to be an homage to the G1 originals, maybe you don't want it to be too creative and different. Maybe that's all this really needs to be. Okay, we're doing well so far. Now we're going to add on arms. And we'll start with Grimlock. It is an odd idea that Grimlock is an arm on this thing. You know, one thing the Combiner Wars version at least got right was that Grimlock is the king. He was the center of the whole robot. So having him as an arm is an odd choice, but it works from a design perspective. Certainly. All right, and honestly, he's already mostly done as well. The biggest thing we're going to do with him, one thing I hated about the G1 Combiners, is that you had to add on additional pieces that weren't in the robot modes. So we have a hand. It's not that impressive. And the hand is going to, we'll flip that out just like he's a G1 Combiner. Put that there. And now you're starting to see how this thing is shaping up. We're going to do the same thing with Swoop. This is going to feel very familiar. Actually, I think we want to leave that there. We're going to take off the wings. And this hand, kind of like the Combiner Wars version, it's going to sort of lock in. You get these little holes between his feet here. It's going to lock into that. That's how we're going to accomplish that. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll put that on there. All right, now, okay. I'm going to give you a heads-up warning on this one. I'm going to show you the head, and I'm going to tell you this is by far the worst part of the entire toy. If you do any level of customization, even if you're an amateur, it will look better than this, I assure you. I'm going to repaint mine, but I want to do the video first. Here it is. That's the head. That's terrible. It's going to go over top here, and yikes. That's not a good thing. The wings from Swoop, yikes, that just broke off. We can fix that, though. They're going to go in the back here. We're going to combine them together, and they have these pegs. We're just going to join them like that. Perfect. We're going to take Swoop's Guns. We're going to join them. Oh, that's not Swoop's Guns. My bad. That's Swoop's Guns. We'll join them together. It does matter which guns you use here. You'll see why in a moment. And that's going to lock into his back wings, like so. Good looking guy, other than that stupid head. Stupid head. All right, these two guns are going to join together as well. And they're going to become a weapon that gets held right over here. And then beyond that, this is where we get to have even more fun. I'm going to put him aside for a second. So now we're going to join the weapons together, which I think is really the most fun part of this entire thing. It's definitely more distinct. If there's a third-party transformer that does this, well, I guess I don't know enough third-party transformers, and you should tell me about it in the comments. It's the first time I've certainly seen this done. And they join together pretty easily. It's not complex, it's not hard, but it's a thing of beauty. I really like it. Actually, we want it that way. It is a very, very cool toy idea. Look at that mega weapon. Look at that sword. Let's bring him back. Let's give him his super cool sword. And then, by the way, guys, this is terrible. I forgot to give him his feet. For most combiners, if it doesn't have the feet, you notice it right away. This toy at least is thick and solid enough, and I guess aesthetically pleasing enough other than the head. I didn't even notice I hadn't given him his feet. Well, here he is. Not a bad-looking toy, wouldn't you say? Honestly, the face aside, that's some good construction. Really good construction. For a $15 toy, this is an incredibly pleasing combiner. Incredibly. Look, anytime you're buying unknown robot toys on Alibaba, it's always a bit of a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get. But for $15, this guy's a lot better than stuff I've paid 5 times that for. Really. He is amazingly cute in his dinosaur modes. His combine mode is really impressive beyond that face that you could easily customize, and I will. And the robot modes, at least they are reminders, homages to the original G1 combiners. You could do so much worse than this guy. For comparison's sake, here he is against the original G1 Devastator, and you can see he's a little bit shorter. He's a little bit shorter, but not much. Honestly, he belongs right alongside your G1 combiners. He'd fit in beautifully with a small repaint. Not a bad toy for $15, and certainly a conversation piece. Great for your desk at work, or even just something fun to fidget with, because he's simple and easy and satisfying. So check him out. Let me know what you think. And in the comments, please tell me also what's your favorite Dinobot combiner. There have been so many at this point, both official and unofficial. Which one do you think takes the cake? I'd definitely love to hear your thoughts. If you want to talk more beyond the comments section here and want something a little more personal with people who actually want to get to know you, where you can actually make friends and connections and be part of a community, check us out at classiccomics.org. Also, it certainly helps us tremendously if you like and subscribe to the channel. And we've got a ton of other videos for you to check out as well. So please check them out. They're there, and everywhere. And I'll see you next time. Stay weird.